Can you guys believe that it's actually 2024? I'm literally in shock. Hello, my bestie boos. Welcome back to my channel. I'm TheMomLatrice, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about the lessons that I've learned in 2023. Now, this is not a new concept. This is not a new video, but it's the first time that I've actually filmed a video like this. 2023 was a year for me, guys. Okay, and so we're gonna sit down and I'm gonna talk about it. I actually was planning to film my most complimented fragrances of 2023, and while I was doing that, I was like, you know what, I have a little bit more to talk about besides fragrances. So I wanted to go ahead and do a dedicated video on the lessons that I've learned, and hopefully you guys can glean something from it. You can hear something that's relatable to you and let you know that you can move forward as well. I have been through a lot in 2023 and I've learned so much, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. Maybe you guys can get to know me a little bit better. If you like people who keep it real, if you like people who keep it positive and who keep it pushing, then this is the place for you. Now let's get into this video. Yeah, so you guys, I actually was planning to film a totally different video right now. I was planning to film my most complimented perfumes of 2023. I think I have about 20 on that list, but I was like getting the perfumes together, and I was like, for my first video of 2024, I want to talk to you guys. I want to reflect and see the things that I've learned, and maybe you guys can share down below the things that you've learned in 2024 as well. I actually posted a reel on my Instagram page, TheMomLatrice, the other day about the lessons that I learned in 2023. And so I wanted to do like a full video on that subject alone without mentioning perfumes. I mean, perfumes are never leaving this page, but I do want to incorporate more content on this page so that I can get to know you guys better. You can get to know me better, and we can just all become bestie boos together. So I would say one of the things that I learned in 2023 is that saying no is a form of self-care. Now, this is a concept that I had heard before. You know, saying no is definitely a form of self-care because we only have so much time in a day. We only have so much energy in our bodies, in our minds, in our spirit. We only have so many resources. We only have so many funds in our bank account, so much time in our day. We only have so much energy to give, especially as I've gotten older. Like, I'm tired, okay? I'm tired. I have kids. I have responsibilities. I have parents who are aging. I am going through a divorce. I am trying to navigate divorce and what that looks like as a single mother, and what co-parenting with my ex is going to look like. And so that comes with a lot of challenges. That's going to come with a lot of sacrifices for me. I'm not going to be able to do all the things that I want to do. I can't go out with my friends as much as I like to. I can't always answer the phone. I can't always respond to a text message or a voicemail as quickly as I would like to. And so I have to learn how to prioritize my time and make sure that I am there for my kids, make sure I'm there for my family, make sure I'm there for me. Because, you know, I know the saying is like kind of cliche, but you can't pour from an empty cup, right? I say that to people all the time. I say that to my sisters, my friends. You have to fill yourself up first. And I can't do that if I'm constantly saying yes to other people. I have to like carve out some time for myself, and you have to carve out some time for yourself as well. So saying no to activities, saying no to your family when they need you to do things for them, or maybe they don't need it, they want you to do things for them. But if you do that for them, then you're not going to have time to maybe do something that you need to do for your own mental health. You know, saying no is a form of self-care. It's a way that you can take care of yourself. Maybe you don't have the mental space to listen to your friend vent about her husband who she's talked about for the last 20 minutes already. Or, you know, she's gone back and forth with her ex 100 times, and 100 times you've been there to listen to her, but it's triggering you from dealing with your situation. And so saying, you know what, right now I really don't have time. I love you so much. I'll call you right back, or I'll call you back tomorrow. You know, sometimes you have to say no to protect your own mental health. And sometimes that comes with guilt. I know for me, I feel guilty if, you know, someone invites me somewhere and then at the last minute my kids get sick and I can't make it. Well, guess what? That's something that's outside of my control, but I still feel guilty about it. And that's something that I'm going to have to work on within myself. It's going to take time for me, I know. And I know it's probably going to take time for other people as well. So always remember it's okay to say no. And this is something that, like, listen, I do not have everything figured out by any means. I absolutely do not have it figured out. I'm struggling every day to learn life lessons that maybe I would have learned sooner had I actually taken time to focus on my mental health and say, you know what, this is what's important. This is what serves me. No, I can't do this. No, I'm not going to be your friend anymore. No, I'm not going to stay in an unhealthy marriage anymore. You know, whatever the case may be, saying no to take care of you is never, ever, ever a problem. It's never something that you should feel guilty about, saying no in order to make sure that you're okay mentally, that you're okay physically. Because if you say yes to everyone else and then you never say no, what's left for you at the end of the day? How are you going to be the best mother you can be? How are you going to be the best daughter you can be, the best friend, the best family member, the best coworker, the best anything if you are not filling up your own cup, right? So that's something that I really had to step back and look at in 2023. And I actually took the time to do it. I feel like that's the big key right there, is that I knew that before, and I preached that and talked about that to people that I know in the past so many times, but I didn't actually stop and take the time for me to process that. You know, I'm giving advice to everybody else and I'm not even following my own advice. And I would say no is like one of the highest forms of self-care. It's absolutely one of the highest forms of self-care, to take care of you over committing yourself, to take care of yourself above making sure everyone else is okay. And I know, especially for parents, I was going to say mothers because, you know, I'm a mother, but for parents, great parents, especially for people who care about other people, it's really hard to say no. It's really hard to say no, but it's something that I absolutely am going to have to do more often. And now that I've said no more often, I have found so much more time to take care of me. I found more time to go to the gym. I found more time to eat healthier and cook healthier meals. I found more time to spend time with my children. I found more time to dedicate to my outside hobbies like YouTube or Instagram, things like that, because I've been able to say no to the things that no longer serve me. And so once you master the art of saying no, and not feeling guilty about it, because no does not need a disclaimer. It doesn't not need a but. No, but, no, sorry, no, this, no, you don't have to explain yourself after you say no. You know, I don't have to explain myself to anyone. You do not have to explain yourself to anyone, because honestly, everyone does not deserve an explanation. And I would say, along with saying no and being comfortable with saying no, is learning to stop caring about other people's opinions. I know there's like this saying that, you know, other people's opinions is none of your business. And that is so true, because honestly, we can't read minds for a reason. We can't, right? So we shouldn't be worrying about what other people are thinking of us, what other people are saying about us. That's none of our business. I don't even want to know what you're thinking. Like, keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. Keep it over there. Keep that negativity over there. Like, if you don't have anything good to say, then don't say anything at all, especially to me, because I'm working on controlling my emotions, healing, loving myself, being the best person that I could possibly be mentally, emotionally, spiritually, as a mother, as all of those things, right? So I really don't want to hear your opinion. And you know what? I don't even want to stick your face sometimes. If you got a negative attitude, keep that over there, because I'm working on me, and worrying about what you have to say or think is going to totally take me out of my element. And I don't need that right now, right? So yeah, definitely stop worrying about other people's opinions, because You can't change anybody but you. You cannot heal anybody but you. You cannot control anybody but you. And those are the things that I have had to like really dig into accepting and sitting in those emotions, because I'm an overthinker. I am a big overthinker. So if I feel someone's energy shift, I'm in my head. Like, oh, I wonder what happened. Like, what are they thinking? Like, like, I have done that ever since I was a child. And that is something that I had to learn. Like, it's okay to feel uncomfortable. It's okay to like feel like somebody is treating you differently or acting, funny, or, acting weird towards you. Oh, it's okay. Sit in that discomfort and let it go. Because there's been so many times where I've said something or I've done something or I've seen someone's attitude, and I would think about it for weeks. Like, oh, I should have said this differently. I wonder how they feel after that. Do they think I'm stupid because I didn't say the right thing at the right time? Like, I overthink constantly in my head, and I had to stop thinking and worrying about what someone else was thinking and worrying about, because it was taking so much energy away from me. It was draining me physically and emotionally. And 9 times out of 10, probably 9.5 times out of 10, those people are not even thinking about you anymore. Those people have moved on, and they're not even thinking about that you didn't respond in the right way 2 months ago, or that you overshared in a moment 5 weeks ago. Nobody is really sitting there worrying about it but you. And you're sick with worry and stress because you're thinking about, oh, well, what do they think of me now at this moment? They don't care. Okay? They have moved on, and I'm gonna need you to move on too. And these are the talks that I have to say to myself all the time, y'all. Like, I'm not even kidding. So yeah, stop worrying about what other people say and think about you. Stop worrying about other people's opinions, because opinions are like navels, honey. Everybody got one. Also, learning to stop oversharing. That was a big one for me, because I am an oversharer. Big time. I am an oversharer. Like, people will be like, oh, you look really pretty today. Oh, I like your hair. And I'll be like, girl, it's a wig. I got this on sale for $5.99. Why? Why do they need all that information? Or like, girl, that's a cute outfit. Oh, that looks so expensive. Girl, I got it at Ross. It was on sale for $7.99. Why does anybody need to know that? And it's just like, I've always been such an open book. Like, I've always shared so much of myself with everyone. But honestly, everyone does not deserve to know all that information. Say that for your closest friends and family members. Because sometimes people can be judgmental and use those things that you say to like dig at you later on. Like, don't give them a weapon. Don't give people ammunition. You can't trust everybody the first time you meet them, and you're giving them your whole life story. And then they end up later on not being a trustworthy person, telling all your business to everybody else, talking about you and damaging your reputation because you decided to trust and overshare with someone who did not deserve that information. That is on you. Like, that is on me in the past, always oversharing. And it's like, honestly, looking deep within myself and going to therapy and trying to figure out why I was doing the things that I was doing, it honestly helped me realize that I'm oversharing to kind of fill awkward moments, right? I have social anxiety. I don't know if I've ever said that before, but I have very bad social anxiety, and it's gotten worse since the pandemic, being in the house. Even when I was a kid, I was extremely shy. As a kid, I was so shy. I would never speak up for myself. I did not want to make friends with people because, I'm not great at small talk. Like, I'm ready to go deep automatically. And so by me oversharing, it was like forcing a closeness, like trying to bond with someone really quickly in order to skip over those steps of getting to know each other. I'm just like giving you deep information right off the bat where they had not yet earned it. And so that was something that I had to learn about myself. Stop oversharing. People don't need to know all the private little minute details about you, your life, in order to be your friend. And so that's something that I really had to dig deep into in 2023. And I did the work, honey. I did the work. And like I said already, I'm not saying that I'm like healed. Honestly, I don't even believe in that. I don't believe that you can be fully healed from anything, because sometimes things that people have been through scar them for life. And just because you have a scar on your body doesn't mean that it's like perfect again. You're going to have that mark. You're going to have that scar, but it's not an open wound anymore. If you scratch it, it doesn't hurt anymore. So is it healed? Yes, but is it perfect? No. You know, it still is a mark. So I don't believe in the concept that people can be completely healed from things. Things change people. You go through something and it can change you forever. And some of the things that I have been through have changed me forever. I am no longer the person that I was before. Absolutely not. And that's okay. So I'm not going to force a closeness with someone by oversharing that information to make it seem like, oh, well, we're friends now because I'm talking, you know, that was me kind of like trying to make people like me almost, you know, trying to make people want to be around me or think that I'm this interesting person, when honestly, we're going to go back to the other thing that I learned is that stop caring about people's opinions. Okay. So it's all full circle. This is going to be a full circle conversation because they all interconnect so closely in what I have learned in 2023, but throughout my life, I have learned these things. But honestly, 2023 really like drove everything home for me. It was a year that I really feel like I'm going to remember forever. So yeah, everybody don't need to know all your business. Another thing, I wouldn't say I necessarily learned it in 2023, but I feel like 2023 is when I really started applying it in my life, is to learn from your mistakes. Mistakes do not mean that you are inadequate or that you don't know what you're doing, or, you know, mistakes are not like, oh my God, this is horrible. I teach my kids all the time. Like when I'm teaching them, you know, going through their math homework, or when I'm teaching them lessons about life, you learn more from a mistake than you will ever learn from doing something perfectly. If you don't know how to do something properly and you make a mistake and you go back and you look at that mistake and you analyze it and you say, you know what, I could have done this better. I didn't carry the one. Or what I should have done is I should have put the plate in the sink before I reached over to grab the cup, and then the plate would not have fallen on the floor and broken. Like, you can learn more in retrospect, looking back at things, than you ever will learn by just doing everything perfectly. Because at that point, you're not learning. Like, if you don't make a mistake, then you did pretty much. Like, you're not breathing anymore, or you're in a coma. You're not living if you don't make a mistake. So life is about making mistakes, but learning from those mistakes, and in addition, not repeating those mistakes, is what really is going to differentiate you from one person to the next. And that's what I teach my kids, okay? Looking back and learning from your mistakes. So like if you're in school and you have a math test, right? Like my kids have tests all the time. So if you're in school and you have a math test and you get one wrong, and you got a 99% score, but you have that one question that you got wrong, you are going to go look at that question and you're going to be like, what did I do wrong? Because you're going to be so irritated that you missed one. And I bet you what, you're going to learn that concept like the back of your hand, and you will probably never make that mistake ever again. So learning from the mistakes is like one of the best things that you could possibly do in your life in order to grow and move forward. Because what is the definition of insanity? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again, but expecting a different result. So if you're continually to choose the same partners in your life, if you're continuing to choose the same boyfriends, girlfriends, you're continuing to choose the same friends, and you're constantly being cheated on or let down or disappointed or abandoned, obviously there is something wrong. So you need to take a step back, just like you did on that math test, and look and see what did I do wrong in this instance, and how can I do better going forward. And that is something that I did in 2023 more than I've ever done any other year in my entire life. And it may seem like something to learn late in life, but better late than never, because learning from your mistakes is refreshing. Mistakes make you human. People that don't make mistakes are perfect. Okay? And perfect people do not exist. Okay? God in heaven is perfect. Okay? People on earth are not perfect. And if somebody wants to say that they're perfect, then keep them away from me, for real. Is learning that you are enough. You, just the way you are right now, is enough. It is enough. You are not put here on this earth to please everyone around you. It's impossible. It's impossible to please other people. So you, just the way you are, is just enough. Yeah, that doesn't mean to say that you're perfect. I'm not perfect. Absolutely, I am not perfect. But I'm enough. I'm enough, and I'm enough for the people that matter in my life. Now, if I'm not enough for you, and if I'm not enough for you, and if I'm not enough for the people that I surround myself with, what does that mean? That means that I need to reassess the people that I'm involving in my life, the people that are allowed access to me. I control that. Nobody else does. And so I do not want to ever again in my life dumb myself down for anybody else. I do not ever in my life want to make myself small in order to make someone else feel more comfortable around me. It just means they're not my people. They're not my people, because the core of who I am cannot be changed. My bubbly personality, my loud laugh, the fact that I love to wear makeup and get dressed up. Why do I have to not wear makeup? Why do I have to wear clothes that are not fashionable or stylish? Why do I have to be less of who I want to be in order to make you feel comfortable? That just means you're not for me. That's all that means. Ever since I was a little girl, I've always been like a pretty quick learner. Like, I've taught myself to do so many things just by reading a book. I will consume knowledge for fun. Like, I loved watching the Discovery Channel. I loved watching National Geographic. I loved reading books. Like, I would read a book a day when I was younger. Like, my mother would tell me, go to bed, lights out, time to go to sleep. And as soon as she walked out that room, I would get a flashlight and I would get my book and I would get under my covers and I'd be reading my book. That's who I am. So I have a love for learning that my children have acquired, especially my son. My daughter, she's very smart, but you got to make her read, right? But I love to learn. So that means that my brain is full of learning and knowledge and random facts. And if you say something and I know for a fact it's not true, I'm not going to argue with you about it, but we might have a little discussion about it. And I'm not going to make myself small. I'm not going to dumb myself down. If you tell me 5 plus 5 is 23, I'm not going to be like, yeah, that's 23. Yeah, I'm not. I'm going to be like, are you sure? I'm pretty sure it's 10. And I'm going to have something to say because I'm an intelligent person. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to disrespect you or anything like that, but I'm not going to dumb myself down. I'm done with that. You should never have to dumb yourself down for a relationship, of any kind, a relationship, a friendship, a job, coworker, your children, your mama, your daddy, your cousin, your uncle, anybody. You should not have to dumb yourself down for anyone. And if someone can't accept that about you, like I said before, they are not your people. And so I really, really, really dug in and had to check who I was surrounding myself with to make me feel like I had to dumb myself down. And also do the internal work to see, why do I feel like I have to dumb myself down? Because maybe it's not the people around me. Maybe it's not the people around you. Maybe you are feeling that way for a specific reason. And like, absolutely, I am not healed. I am not a healed person. I hate that word. I hate that word because, you know, I'm a work in progress every single day. But 2024 is definitely going to be a different year for me. And that's because I've committed to it being a different year for me. I am not a New Year's resolution kind of girl at all. I do not believe in waiting until a new year to make changes in your life. I don't care if it's March 17th. If you see something that you need to change in your life or set a goal in your life to make your life better, then you need to do it and not wait until January 1st of any year. But I do think January 1st is a good time to look back and contemplate your life and your mistakes and to learn from it moving forward. So you are enough. I am enough. We are enough, Bestie Boo. We are enough. And if anybody doesn't like it, show them where the door is. And since we were on the topic, I do want to touch on comparison. Like, stop comparing yourself to other people. I had to do that as well because, like, I am a woman of a certain age, right? And I don't own a home. I have friends who live in other states, friends who live in this state and they own homes. And I was like, I'm this age and I don't have these boxes checked in my life. You know, I'm going through divorce. I know people who are still married. Like, there were so many things that I would just tear myself up about, that I would beat myself up about because I had not checked those boxes. I was not at the same point in my life that those people were at in their lives. And it really was like damaging to me emotionally because I was so focused on trying to be like everyone else. You know, it's really damaging to your emotional health to compare yourself to anyone, because at the end of the day, you are you, and it is impossible to live up to the standards of everyone else. And so having to take a step back and think, why am I comparing myself to this person who, number one, has a 2-income household? I have a 1-income household. It's all on me. Number two, maybe they live in another state and so they don't have housing prices like I do in Los Angeles. Like, I live in one of the most expensive cities in the world. So trying to purchase a house on 1 income is almost impossible unless you are making well above what I am making and you have 0 children. Comparing myself to people who don't have the same lifestyle, who don't have the same struggles, who don't have the same conflicts and issues that I have is really unfair to me, and it's unfair to them as well. Because, like I said before, like, don't worry about other people's opinions. You are where you are in your life for a reason. You have had struggles that are specific to you. You have had challenges that are specific to you. You have circumstances that are specific to you. So you are exactly where you are supposed to be in your life at this point in time right now. With the set of circumstances that you have, this is where you are meant to be right now. Can you change that? Absolutely, yes. By making different decisions, by changing certain things in your lifestyle, by budgeting, which is something that I have planned to do this year. Absolutely, 100%. I will be budgeting even more. You are where you are supposed to be. So stop comparing yourself to other people who are not you. There's only one person with your name, your body type, your family, your medical history. Everything is all specific to you. So stop comparing yourself to other people. I saw a quote one time, I believe. I can't remember who said it or the source. If I find it, I will link it. But it said, comparison is the thief of joy. You cannot be happy when you are constantly comparing yourself to other people, comparing your finances to other people's finances, comparing your life to another person's life. It will steal your joy. It will steal your joy. And it stuck with me so much because, you know, like I said, like as I've gotten older, I'm like, oh, I'm supposed to have this in life. I'm supposed to still be married. I'm supposed to own a home. I'm supposed to. Well, guess what, girl? You don't. And you don't have it. You ain't it. That's not your life. So how are you going to be happy if you're constantly trying to compare yourself to other people? Girl, like that was like really something that stuck with me. It struck a chord with me because how could I possibly be happy? Everything that I'm doing in life is to attain happiness and joy and contentment. And by comparing myself to others, I absolutely was not ever going to be happy and joyful. So that had to go. That had to go immediately. So after thinking about comparing myself to other people, it made me focus on the positive. What do I have specifically? Where am I in my life specifically where I can think of the positive things in my life? I have amazing children who I adore with my whole heart and soul. Like, I was made to be a mother. I love my kids. Like, I am fiercely devoted to my children. Like I say all the time to people, I am not a mama bear. I'm a mama grizzly bear, okay? I protect my children with my life. I protect their emotions, their heart. I am trying to raise them to be the best people they can possibly be. And so that's something that I have positive in my life, because trigger warning, if anyone doesn't have children and want them, trigger warning here. But, you know, some people are not able to have children. I know people who are not able to conceive, unfortunately, and my heart aches for anyone who is going through something like that. Like, I could not even imagine not having my children, you know, and I pray that if any of you are going through that right now, I pray for your peace, and I pray for your happiness, and I pray for your contentment. I pray that you are able to conceive, and if not, I pray that you have peace about the situation. But I am so thankful to have the children that I have. So I want to focus on that. And I leaned into that. You know, I lean into being a mother because it brings me so much happiness. And that's something that's positive in my life. Other positives I have in my life, I still have both of my parents alive and right now well. Please keep it that way. So I have both of my parents who are alive. You know, that's something that's positive in my life. You know, focusing on the positive things that I have going on in my life really kind of humbled me. You know, no, I don't own a home. No, I don't. But I have so many amazing positive things going on for me right now. I have you guys who have been so lovely and kind and positive, and I have had really the best success on social media lately. Like, I rarely get any negativity in my comments, and I know I've heard so many stories about people who they deal with that and it's hard for their mental health. So I have not really had much of that, and if I have, baby, you're gonna get blocked automatically, because I don't care about likes, views, comments, none of that. I will block somebody who is being negative to me or negative to anyone else in my comments or anyone else who isn't on my page. But yeah, just focusing on the positive things really shifted my mindset and made me feel better about the situation. So I hope that you guys have so many positive and wonderful things going on in your life that you can reflect on and you can be grateful for. Because if you're focusing on the negative, I say this to my son all the time, and I'm saying it to myself as well. Like, I'm really talking to me. I'm talking to you guys too, but I'm talking to myself as well, because words are so powerful. Like, your brain is listening to you speak. You absolutely control the words that come out of your mouth, but your brain is hearing it and processing those words as well. And so when you speak positively, when you look at the positive, I tell my kids all the time when I drop them off at school, I love you. Today, I want you, when you come home, to tell me 2 positive things that happened to you today at school. Because a lot of times I noticed they were coming home and they would say, oh, it was such a bad day. Thomas knocked over my book and he told the teacher and the teacher put me on punishment, or whatever it was, right? And that was like becoming a repetitive thing every single day. It was always, today was horrible because this happened. Today was horrible because of that. Tomorrow's going to be bad because of this. And it's like, so that one thing happened to you and the whole rest of the day was bad. That is a scientific and mathematical impossibility. There was something that happened to you today that was positive. I don't care if it was you opened up your bag and you found $1 that you thought you lost. Or if the girl at school that you like smiled at you. Whatever it was, your assignment today to my kids is to tell me 2 things that happened to you that was positive. Now, if you have to look for those things throughout the day, so be it. So be it. And so I started taking my own advice and I started looking for things that happened to me that was positive. Whether like my favorite creamer was ordered at the job, whether it was, I didn't have any IT issues at work today, whether it was like, oh, I got to leave early today because A, B, C, or whatever. Looking for things that are positive that happen to you every single day is really going to change your mindset. And that was one of the things that really helped me to kind of shift my focus and stop comparing myself to other people, stop feeling down, stop feeling like I hadn't accomplished as much as I was supposed to accomplish in life. That was a big one. So always looking for the positive. That is one of the biggest things that I learned in 2023. So yeah, those are the, I think, 7 things that I kind of learned, but more so than learned, applied in my life in 2023. Those are lessons, revelations, mindset shift that I had in 2023. And I feel like this is a good time to just look back, learn from my mistakes and to move forward. And thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you learned a little bit more about me. I hope you feel stronger. I hope you feel more motivated to make 2024 your best year ever. And comment down below something that you kind of leaned into in 2023 or a lesson you learned and applied in 2023. I love you guys so much. I hope you guys have entered into my winter fragrance giveaway. I will link that above if you have not. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share this video with someone that you love as a time of reflection back on 2023, okay? I have left 2023 in the dust, honey, right? But there's still things that we can learn from it. So it's not going to get buried away and tossed in a bag and completely forgotten about. We can learn and grow and achieve greater things in 2024. So like, comment, share, subscribe, send this to someone that you think could benefit from it. And until next time, I love you, love you, love you, love you.